DawgNation.
Isaiah, there's one thing we got to brag about on you here. Some of those Wonderlic scores that came out, and you guys both went to great high schools, great private high schools. I think Isaiah, some NFL reporters have had you at 28 on the Wonderlic, and that was the same thing as Andrew Thomas. So first of all, my question is, did you think you were going to get it higher than Fromm? Because Fromm had 35, man. That's a great score.
I didn't necessarily think I was going to get higher than Fromm. I tell you what, right after we took it, Dre was there. I walked out and I was like, bro, I think I got a 30. I was like, I at least got a 30, bro, I swear. But 28 will do.
Is the test hard? I mean, what is it like taking that test? You hear people talk about the scores, but what is the actual process of itself actually like?
It's a lot of questions in a little bit of time. So it's not necessarily the hardest thing in the world, but you got to make quick decisions. Is the best way to go about it.
DeAndre, I want to give you a chance to appreciate Isaiah here. I'm sure you've had some of these draft calls where they ask you about your teammates. If a team asked you about Isaiah and whether he's ready for the NFL, what would be your response?
Absolutely. I remember when Zay came in as a freshman, we came in together. He was real heavy, had to lose weight. He was working. Christian Clare was on him real hard. That's probably one of the most hardest working people I've seen. Just for him to be that big and for him to move how he moved and how he carried his weight it's phenomenal. He's a great athlete, great person off the field. So I think whatever team gets him, they're going to love him to death. And they're going to get a great player, great leader, somebody that can really affect other people.
Isaiah, what would you tell the GMs about DeAndre there?
I've been in that situation before, man, and I just say that you're getting the best back in the draft, bare bones, and two, you're going to get somebody that's going to fight tooth and nail, bro, as long as they can. Until his body legit quits on you, he's going to fight until you win the game.
Isaiah, a moment ago, we heard DeAndre Swift mention you in 2017. We've talked to you about this in the past. You described it as a year to learn. You learned a little bit from Andrew Thomas, and then the following year you made good. What was that process like for you when you had a chance to actually be a starter in 2018, knowing kind of everything that you had gone through to get to that point? How gratifying was it when you finally came through in a big way? You were a freshman All-American as a redshirt that year, and obviously now you're on the doorstep of being a very high draft pick there as well. What did you learn in 2017 when you weren't playing, and how did that make you better when you finally did get a chance to play?
I understood the culture of work and how to have the correct practice habits, how to go about your work. And I learned from my peers. I learned from Andrew Thomas, as you said. Dre came in, and first day he was just a hard worker, gritty kind of guy. All the seniors that were there in 2017, we had a really old team. I learned a lot from them about the culture of how to come in every day and get better and not get complacent and not waver in your work. And I just kind of took I took advantage of all of that. And it was extremely gratifying actually going out there and competing and making a difference on Saturday. I was supporting a team in 2017 as a good teammate would do, but it's different when you're out there actually beating up on the people and opening up the holes, and you're getting the energy of playing in the game. So it was a lot of fun for me.
And DeAndre, speaking of 2017, I was thinking about some of the memories I have of your career, and there's a moment that, because you did so many things in your next 2 years that maybe gets forgotten sometimes, your touchdown in the SEC championship and what was kind of a revenge game against Auburn really put that one on ice, kind of sealed the deal for UGA that day. And obviously you were a true freshman during that season. What was it like for you to have such a pivotal touchdown and what led to such a big moment for Georgia, qualifying for the playoff, getting a chance to go to the Rose Bowl after that? But it doesn't happen without beating Auburn, and your touchdown certainly signified that Georgia was on its way to a win there that day. As a true freshman in such a big game, what was that like for you?
It was amazing. Like, the atmosphere was crazy. I just thank the coaches for letting me stay out there, just trusting me to be out there. I was a young age, the freshman. So for them to just trust me and for my trust in my abilities, for me out there. But I just wanted to get back to the sideline and just have fun with my teammates after I scored. That's all I wanted to do. But just to score in that type of game, kind of like ice the game, it was amazing.
Certainly an amazing way to describe that, Jeff. And so many of our Facebook and YouTube viewers seem to be feeling the same way. Jeff, they're loving a chance to reminisce on some of these great moments that both these guys had in those UGA uniforms.
Guys, question for both of you. What would you say, everybody knows the NCAA tournament and March Madness. What was your shining moment as a Georgia Bulldog? If you had to pick one at the front of your personal highlight reel or just memories, what would that be for each of you?
Oh man, senior night last year. I didn't know you were supposed to not touch the hedges if you weren't a senior, and I laid down in the hedges and got folded up on the gate, and I was just with the fans, and I was taking it all in and watching everyone else enjoy their last time in Athens for the season, watching the seniors enjoy their years of hard work and kind of relish in the moment. And I just felt like I was home at that point. I felt like that was where I belonged, and that was where my heart was, and it was a very special moment for me personally. I really enjoyed that. That would be my favorite memory.
Mine was probably my freshman year at Notre Dame game when we played them away. Yeah, that was crazy. I think was that when Ryan got his scholarship?
Yeah.
So that whole day, I remember I had like a little jet sweep run. The next play, Sony scored. We was down, and then Sony scored. That play like kind of springboarded, like helped my confidence, kind of, because that was like my first big play ever at Georgia. So, and then just to see everybody so happy for Rod when he got the scholarship. That's when he started like the brotherhood, and what made it like so easy and so just us to be comfortable around each other like all the time. Like we see each other in the facilities every day. We basically live together. So it was just like a big brotherhood, like family.
DeAndre, did you get a sense because of the way that game unfolded? And as you said, Rodrigo gets a scholarship that night. You guys kind of win in kind of late game fashion. Did you get a sense that game was going to be a springboard for all the other wins you'd get the rest of the year? How much of what eventually happened started that night in South Bend?
Most definitely, because I think that was real early in the season. So just a matchup like that, and the way we overcame adversity, we was down. We got the turnover, ended up winning the game. So that definitely helped springboard us into the rest of the season for sure.
Isaiah, I got a question for you and DeAndre both. I'll start with you on this. Both of you kind of came from outside the South. You're from Brooklyn. Obviously, DeAndre's from Philadelphia. What was it like kind of getting down here and getting acclimated, whether it be the food that you're eating, the people that you're around? How did each of you, after having grown up in the Northeast, enjoy your time living down South here?
All right, I'll start off by saying the food wasn't that hard to get used to. I'm a big boy. My mom cooks a lot of down south soul food, so
that's good to know.
Ribs, mac and cheese, pig feet, all that stuff. I was kind of used to that. There isn't a good slice of pizza there or good bagels.
I see.
They would know about bagels. But I got to enjoy a lot of other things like nature. Coming from the Northeast, you don't really see a lot of open range. Farm animals. I never saw a cow up close and personal. I've probably seen them at a petting zoo, but I'm behind the gate. So I got to enjoy a lot of things about down south that I never had exposure to, and just being in places where you're not surrounded by skyscrapers at all times, and you can smell fresh grass, and it's an experience that you have to be there to understand and actually enjoy. So I acclimated, I would say, pretty well. I enjoy living in the South.
DeAndre, how about you?
It was amazing. It was easy for me. What really helped, like I said, the brotherhood, the family, the bond that we really had as a team. When we talk about that, we not really sugarcoating it at all. We really had a brotherhood. Like when I went back home from Philly, like when we had breaks, I couldn't wait to get back to Georgia just to be around the team. So it was amazing. Coaches really took care of me. If I need anything, because I knew my family was in Philly, if I need anything, all I had to do was call.
And along those lines, because, of the success you guys have enjoyed while you've worn the Georgia uniform, do you think it makes it easier now for the program to kind of go out and get players from, be it Brooklyn or Philadelphia, kind of outside that Georgia footprint, the South, because you guys have had success? Do you think that Georgia's kind of viewed more as a national program than maybe it was before you arrived here?
Georgia always been a national program. I think that speaks to people coming up from North, like from Philly, Brooklyn, or New York, anything like that. Like it's talent everywhere. You got to go find it.
Guys, I got a question about the draft. How do you weigh it? Like, I guess it's like a business, of course, but how do you weigh that's a good offense, that's where I want to live, versus that's the best draft slot for me? How do you guys, each of you, look at that in terms of your NFL draft futures?
I don't know what to think right now. Different phone calls from different teams. There's so many emotions and thoughts going through my head. I don't know what to think. I don't know where I'm gonna end up. That's kind of like the exciting part, but also the part that had you stressed at the same time. It's like we got 3 days. So I don't know where I'm gonna be living at for the next 3 or 4 years. 4 years. I don't know, but just to be in this position, seriously blessed.
Yeah, I would definitely. I tried my hardest not to think about that simply because it's out of my control. So I just know wherever I and all my brothers from Georgia go, they're getting a gym and they're getting somebody that's going to make their program better and their organization better as a man and as an on the field player. So I don't really think about any of that stuff. And if you live life at 4 seconds at a time, everything else kind of falls into place. It's kind of what I go by.
Jeff, before you ask your next question, I'm going to give you a few comments here coming in from UGA fans. Wileen Hayes weighs in to say, going to miss watching both those guys play on Saturday. Best wishes for next year and your future. Jeff Hensley, watching on Facebook, says, thank you to DeAndre and Isaiah for all your hard work. Go Dogs there on that. Robert Lee Cleary says that he's going to miss watching both of you. Isaiah, I'm sure it must be nice to hear so many UGA fans, as you said before, whether it be on your own social media or a video like this right now, folks weighing in to say how much they enjoyed your career. That's going to be a great feeling, right?
Yeah, it definitely is, man. I really appreciate all the love from the fans. I love them back. I really enjoy the fans down in Athens. They're the best fans in the nation.
Guys, you were both leaders on the team. You guys are moving on. It's a changing of the guard. Next man up. For each of you, Isaiah, I want you to give us a thought about who you think maybe the future tackles might be if you had to pick. And DeAndre, what do you see out of the backfield at Georgia with Zamir and James kind of getting their time? If each of you could take that question, that'd be great.
Zay, let me go first. I gotta go.
All right, cool.
I think that whole running back room is gonna have a great year. The way Coach McGee uses them, the way he rotates the system that Georgia has implemented for the running backs, they're gonna be successful. From Kenny McIntyre to Zamir Cook, and even the young one that came in, Kendall Miller. I think they all gonna have great careers at Georgia. Long as they listen to Coach McGee and listen to Coach Smart and just really do what they got to do, they're gonna be perfect.
Well, DeAndre, before you sign off, let me say thank you to you for being such a great member of DawgNation. We appreciate you spending some time with us.
Thank y'all.
Good stuff there from DeAndre Swift. And Isaiah, if you want to take that same question about your own position group there, we'll give you a chance to do that, and then we'll say goodbye to you as well.
I honestly don't even like to focus on the tackles. The O-line is just one big family of bears. So I honestly think it's still going to be OLU. There's a lot of experience on there, even though it seems young on paper. Trey Hill has played a lot of football at center in the SEC as a young guy. Jamari Sawyer is extremely talented. He made me better every day in practice because I knew he was behind me and waiting for me to kind of slip up. So he's extremely talented, very consistent, is a very good player, has great technique. Warren Erickson, Xavier Truss, Warren McClendon. There's just a lot of talent on that O-line. Even with guys coming in like Tate Ratledge and other people coming in, there's a lot of talent on that O-line, and I think we don't what's the saying? We don't reboot or something. We don't rebuild, we reload. I think that holds very true here.
Did you ever meet Matt Luke? Did you ever meet Matt Luke, the new offensive line coach? Did you ever have any reason or opportunity to be around him and get to know him at all?
Unfortunately, I did not. He seems like a great guy, and I love the energy he brings to the O-line at Georgia. And when I do meet him, I'm sure I'm going to be on campus sometime this year, maybe when all this stuff kind of calms down. And I think meeting him would be great and just talking to him, picking his mind about football. But unfortunately, I haven't been able to do that.
Jeff, you got a final question before we wrap things up here?
Isaiah, you always went against the outside linebackers. They call themselves the Wolfpack. What do you think about another year bigger, faster, stronger for Azeez and Nolan and Jermaine and Walter? What do you think those guys are going to be like when you're watching them as a fan?
Fun, extremely fun to watch, because in practice, those guys used to give me headaches. I would say those guys at Georgia and the Wolfpack are by far the best OLB group I had to personally block. I like in games, it kind of felt not it was not nearly as hard as practice is the best way I can put it. Those guys there are really special. Azeez is a special player, and he's a great leader for a guy his age. Jermaine Johnson is a big, strong, athletic guy, great work ethic, great leader. Walter Grant does it all, understands his plays, is a great leader. People go for him. He could affect how you play, affect how you're feeling. He's a big energy mood booster too. Nolan Smith is extremely, extremely promising. And I said it when he first got on campus. He's very strong for someone of his size and age. People will kind of think he's undersized, but I think that whole linebacking group is going to be extremely, extremely productive this year, along with the rest of the defense and Big Jordan Davis and Devod Wilson and Lewis Seen, Tyson Campbell. The list goes on. That team's going to be great to watch.
Well, great to watch is in a way we can describe them, but it's also, I think, a way we can describe you and your upcoming NFL career there as well. We are thrilled to see where you end up getting drafted. It's going to be such a fun storyline to watch. Isaiah, we've obviously got great memories of you and DeAndre both in the Georgia uniform, and now there's great anticipation for you at the next level there as well. On behalf of all of DawgNation, I say best of luck on the draft. Best of luck with your new NFL home. We can't wait to watch you on Sundays. Whichever team you play for, there are going to be a lot of UGA fans rooting for that team on Sunday. So best of luck to you. Continue those really good draft preparations, and we'll look forward to hearing your name called very soon. Thanks for being with us.
Definitely. Thank you, and I love you, DawgNation.
Great stuff there from Isaiah Wilson, DeAndre Swift, both. A great chance to have all of you as a part of our DawgNation appreciation events. We'll look forward to talking to you again soon.